All up, big dick ass motherfucker just hopped on the live. You guys already fucking know what the fuck is up today on this wonderful fucking day. You know, it's been beautiful. Sorry guys I haven't been streaming as consistently. I am currently trying a new approach and also looking and diving deeper on a more creative aspect that I'm kind of looking in towards of what I would want to do. We're going back to Letters from a Stoic, right? From Seneca. We love this guy so much. Let me get my glasses. I love this guy. Like, genuinely my fucking love of my life. I don't think there will ever be a day where I can hate Seneca. Like, I hope I don't ever start hating him. Because if I start hating him, that will make me kind of depressed, and I will be distraught. Like, how dare you kill my fucking son, bro? Like, he's just a boy. Wait, what is it? It's like, it's just a baby. That's what I'm always saying. He's just a baby. Like, yeah, that guy, like, poor Seneca, bro. Don't do nothing to my goat. Alright, guys, we're gonna start it. We are currently on letter LXXVII. Hold up, we're Google translating what the fuck letter. I think 70, 77 or 78. LXXBII. 77. Damn, I was low key on the dot with it, guys. It was dead ass 77. All right. Letter 77. Today we saw some boats from Alexandria, the ones they call the mail packets, come into view. All of a sudden, they were the ones which are normally sent ahead to announce the coming of the fleet that will arrive behind them. The sight of them is always a welcome one to the campaigns. Oh wait, companions? Campaign? This is campaigns, right? Oh, this is campaigns. Come one to the campaigns. The whole of Puteoli crowded onto the wharves, all picking out the Alexandrian vessels from an immense crowd of other shipping by the actual trim of their sails. These boats being the only vessels allowed to keep their topsails spread out at sea, all ships carry these sails. For nothing makes quite the same contribution to speed as the upper canvas, the area from which a boat drives the greatest part of its propulsion. That is why, whatever the wind stiffens and becomes utterly strong, sail is shortened, the wind having less force lower down. On entering the channel between Capri and the headland from which... What the fuck are you... Yo, are you blind? Can you not see? There's dead ass a picture. Is that not like, is this my bad? Like, or are you just blind? This is a genuine question. Like, if you can't see it, let me know and I'll change it so that you can see like the book title. Upon the storm-swept summit, Pallas keeps her high lookout. Sorry, I had to turn on the fan. It's hot as fuck in this hoe. Okay, and the headland from which regulations require all other vessels to confirm themselves to carry a mainsail and a topsail is according conspicuous on the Alexandrian boats. While everyone around me was hurrying thus from all directions to the wave front, I found a great deal of pleasure in refusing to bestir myself, although there would be letters for me from my people over there. I was in no hurry to know what reports they might be carrying. Damn, he did not give a fuck. I was in no hurry to know what reports they might be carrying or what might be the state of my financial interest there. For a long time now, I have not been concerned about any profits or loss. This particular pleasure was one that I ought to have been experiencing even if I were not an old man. But being old, in fact, made it all the greater. For it meant that however little money I might have, I should still have more left to cover the journey than distance left to be covered, especially as the journey on which we have all set out in one which does not have to be traveled to the very end. An ordinary journey will be incomplete if you come to a stop in the middle of it, or anywhere short of your destination. But life is never incomplete if it is an honorable one. At whatever point you leave life, if you leave it in the right way, it is a whole. And there are many occasions on which a man should leave life not only bravely, but for reasons which are not as pressing as they might be. The reasons which restrain us being not so pressing either. Tullius Marcellinus, whom you know very well, a man old before his years, who found tranquility early in life, began to meditate suicide after he had gone down a disease. Wait, had gone down with a disease which was not an incurable one. Jesus Christ, how do you meditate suicide? What the fuck? With a disease which was not an incurable one, but at the same time was a protracted, troublesome one, importunate in its demand. He called together a large number of his friends, and each one offered him advice. This consisted either of urgings from the timid among them, then he should just take whichever course he himself felt urged to take, or of whatever counsel flattening admirers thought would be most likely to gratify someone meditating suicide until a stoic friend of mine, an outstanding personality from whom I can find no more fitting compliment than that of calling him a man of fighting courage, gave what I thought was the most inspiring advice. This was how he began. My dear Marcellinus, he said, you mustn't let this worry you as if you were heaving or having to make a great decision. There's nothing so very great about living. All your slaves and all the animals do it. What is, however, a great thing is to die in a manner which is honorable, enlightened, and courageous. Think how long now you've been doing the same as them. Food, sleep, sex. The never-ending cycle. The desire for death can be experienced not merely by the enlightened, or the brave, or the unhappy, but even by the squeamish. Well, Marcellinus wanted no urging, only a helper. His slaves refused to obey him in this, whereupon our Stoic talked away their fears, letting them know that the household staff could only be in danger if there had been any room for doubt as to whether their master's death had been a voluntary one. Besides, he told them it was just as bad to let other people see you ordering your master not to kill himself as actually to kill him. What the fuck? Yo, a lot of this is kind of what? This is all kind of interesting. I'm kind of like, what the diddle sauce? I'm looking at this and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like they're kind of harsh. Like I know stoicism is like reality, but they're harsh. Like they're fucked up. Like I don't even think I would say something as fucked. Actually, no, I think I have. I've said way worse shit. I'm a hypocrite, guys. My apologies. You. Okay, let's continue. Ordering your master not to kill himself is actually to kill him. He then suggested to Marcellinus himself that it would not be an unkind gesture if in the way as at the end of a dinner the leftovers are divided among the attendants, something were offered at the end of his life to those who had served throughout it. Marcellinus had a generous and good-natured disposition, which was no less evident where it meant personal expense, and he distributed accordingly little sums of money among his slaves, who were now in tears. So, can you be generous to slaves? Is that a concept? Like, can you be nice to a slave? If you own them, does anything that you do equate to nice? Or, like, how do they determine how bad you are to your slaves? Who were now in tears and went out on their way to comfort them all. He did not need to resort to a weapon or to shedding blood. After going without food for 3 days, he had a steam tent put up in his own bedroom. A bath was brought in which he lay for a long time, and as fresh supplies of hot water were continually poured in, he passed almost imperceptibly away, not without, as he commented more than once, a kind of pleasurable sensation, one that is apt to be produced by the gentle fading out of which those of us who have ever fainted will have some experience. I have digressed, but you will not have minded hearing this story, since you will gather from it that your friend's departure was not a difficult or unhappy one. Although his death was self inflicted, the manner of his passing was supremely relaxed, a mere gliding out of life. Yet the story is not without its practical value for the future. For frequently enough, necessity demands just such examples. The times are frequent enough when we cannot reconcile ourselves to dying, or to knowing that we ought to die. The word ought, I might start using that word more. I've actually gained to enjoying the word ought. I ought to be out there, bruv. I mean, I ought to see you there. No one is so ignorant as not to know that some day he must die. Nevertheless, when death draws near, he turns wailing and trembling, looking for a way out. Wouldn't you think a man a prize fool if he burst into tears because he didn't live 1,000 years ago? Ooh, that's actually true. I've never fucking thought about that. Do people actually get sad they weren't born 1,000 years ago? A man is as much a fool for shedding tears because he isn't going to be alive 1,000 years from now. There's no difference between the one and the other. You didn't exist, and you won't exist. You've no concern with either period. This is the moment you've been pitched into. Supposing you were to make it longer, how long would you make it? What's the point of tears? What's the point of prayers? You're only wasting your breath. So give up hoping that your prayers can bring some change in the decisions of the gods. Those decisions are fixed and permanent, part of the mighty and eternal train of destiny. You will go the way that all things go. What is strange about that? This is the law to which you were born. It was the lot of your father, your mother, your ancestors, and all of who came before you, as it will be of all who come after you. So give up hoping that your prayers can bring some change in the decisions of the gods. So give up hoping that your prayers can bring some change in the decisions of the gods. So wait up. This is already talking about predeterminism now. So let's reread the last or the paragraph right here. Those decisions are fixed and permanent, part of the mighty and eternal train of destiny. You will go the way that all things go. What is strange about that? This is the law to which you were born. It was the lot of your father, your mother, your ancestors, and of all who came before you, as it will be of all who come after you. There is no means of altering the irresistible succession of events which carries all things along in the binding grip. Think of the multitudes of people doomed to die that will be following you. Pull up. That will be keeping you company. I imagine you'd be braver about it if thousands upon thousands were dying with you. The fact is that men as well as other creatures are breathing their last in one way or another in just such numbers at the very instant when you're unable to make your mind up about death. You weren't thinking, surely, that you wouldn't yourself one day arrive at the destination towards which you have been heading from the beginning. Every journey has its end. Here, I imagine you'll be expecting me to tell you the stories of examples set by the heroic men. Yo, what's up, Lizmo? How are you doing, dude? Well, I'll tell you about one which children have set. History relates the story of the famous Spartan, a mere boy who, when he was taken prisoner, kept shouting in his native Doric, "I shall not be a slave." He was as good as his word. The first time he was ordered to perform slave tasks, some humiliating household job, his actual orders were to fetch a disgusting chamber pot. He dashed his head against the wall and cracked his skull open. What the fuck? Dude, I'm doing awesome sauce kitty cats, bro. How have you been, Lizmo? Anything new going up with you, bro? I'd love to hear what's been up with you. Wait, let me read. His actual orders were to fetch a disgusting chamber pot. He dashed his head against a wall and cracked his skull open. Free. Wait up, let me just make this as the argument and then the definition. Freedom is as near as that. Is anyone really still a slave? Would you not rather your own son died like that than I lived by reason of spinelessness to an advanced age? Why be protruded? Wait, protruded? Yo, we are free. Also, I graduated from high school. Fuck yeah, bro. What are you gonna be doing with your life afterwards? And do you have a passion? This is a question I have. I'm so happy for you to hear that, dude. Okay, why he portrayed it then about death when even a child can meet it bravely. Whoa. Suppose you refuse to follow him, you will just be dragged after him. Assume the authority which at present lies with others. Surely you can adopt the spirited attitude of the boy and say, no slave am I. A present, you unhappy creature, slave. You are slave to your fellow men, slave to circumstances, and slave to life. Building towers and shit. Oh, wait, like actual architecture or like, wait, elaborate on that. That's fucking dope. Oh, wait, are you a Nepo baby, Lizmo? Do you have connections? For life itself is slavery. If the courage to die be absent. Then how are you? Are you doing like construction? Oh, you're going to school for architecture? Okay, I get it now. My bad, my bad, my apologies. Also, do you guys have the same law where if you're the architect who designed the building and someone kills himself off your building, you have to like go over there and like go to court for that? Because in California, or like you have to go to court if someone dies off your building. That's why I switched my major from architecture. For life itself is slavery if the courage to die be absent. Have you anything that might induce you to wait? You have exhausted the very pleasures that make you hesitate and hold you back. Not one of them has any novelty for you. Not one of them now fails to bore you out of sheer excess. You know what wine or honey wine tastes like? It makes no difference whether 100 or 1,000 flagons go through your bladder. What is a flagon? Is that a gallon? So this is your passion though? Like you want to do this, or is this forced upon you? I just want to hear like what you have to like what you really want to do, you know what I mean? I won't judge you. You can do whatever you want. Like as long as you like to do it, I don't care what you do. You could literally like making like fucking Cheez-Its. You want to do this? Fuck yeah, bro. I'm doing electrical engineering. Go to school in Canada. We could work together, dead ass. Go to school in Canada. Okay, but all you are is a strainer. You are perfectly familiar with the taste of oysters or mullet. Your luxurious way of life has kept back not a single fresh experience for you to try in coming years. And yet there are the things from which you are reluctant to be torn away. Yeah, like I'm dead ass. Like I'm so serious. Like we could work together. Like what else is there which you would be sorry to be deprived of? Friends? Do you know how to be a friend? Your country? Oh shit. Do you really value her so highly that you would put off your dinner for her? The sunlight. If you could, you would put out that light. For what have you ever done that deserved a place in it? Confess it. It is not attachment to the world of politics or business or even the world of nature that makes you put off dying. The delicateness in which there is nothing you have left untired, are what you are reluctant to leave. You are scared of death. Same, Wallahi, bro. If I can move to Canada, I genuinely don't mind working with you. Well, like if you're gonna be an architect, because like California or the USA and Canada, they can collab with each other for architectural projects because they have similar tests. And because I am going for electrical engineering, and like I I can my major's electrical, but I'm minoring in basically three mechanical engineering degrees. I should be like getting them next year. But how magnificently or you are scared of death, but how magnificently headless of it you are while you are dealing with a dish of choice mushrooms. You While you are dealing with a dish of choice mushrooms, you want to live. But do you know how to live? You are scared of dying, and tell me, is the kind of life you lead really any different from being dead? Caligula was one. Caligula, W go. Holy shit. And like, do you know calculus, Lismo? Because all you need is trigonometry. The only downside, you have to just grind the fuck out of making projects and drawing. You better you better hurry up, bro. You better start practicing the fucking website. You gotta grind, hurry. You're good at draw. Do you draw the schematics online? Can't you use like Adobe, not Acrobat, which is the one you can use for it? Passing a column of captives on the Latin road, when one of them with a hoary old beard reaching down his breast begged to be put to death. So, replied Caligula, you are alive, then as you are. That is the answer to give to people to whom death would actually come as a release. You are scared of dying, so you are alive? Then are you? Hmm. Wait, do I have you added, Lismo, on Discord? You're scared of dying, so you are alive, but then as you are. Someone though will say, but I want to live because of all the worthy activities I'm engaged in. I'm performing life's duties conscientiously and energetically, and I'm reluctant to leave them undone. Come now, surely you know that dying is also one of life's duties. You're leaving no duty undone, for there's no fixed number of duties laid down, which you're supposed to complete. Every life without exception is a short one. Looked at in relation to the universe, even the lives of Nestor and Satya were short. In Satya, who ordered that her epitaph should record that she had lived to the age of 99. You have an example of someone actually boasting of a prolonged old age. Had it so happened that she had lasted out the 100th year, everybody surely would have found her quite insufferable. Yeah, we should look at getting some contact again, Lismo. Yo, what's up with the sketch? What's Sketch been doing? As in is with a play, so if it is with life. What matters is not how long the acting lasts, but how good it is. It is not important at what point you stop. Stop whenever you will. Only make sure that you round it off with a good ending. Okay, guys, so we finished that letter for today. And then we're going to end the YouTube stream for the reading one. Tomorrow, guys, come back for the reading part on YouTube. Wait up. I'm currently closing. I'm only closing the YouTube one. Give me 1 second. Yes. And stream. And worst.